Now that you've heard a little bit about MLK and Rosa Parks, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Malcolm X and the things he did and the ways he changed our societies and the way we live now. Starting off, he was a separatist who argued that African Americans will never achieve equality in a social dominated by whites. He basically encouraged blacks to fight back and show everyone that their worth is just as much as anybody else's. They're equal to anybody. He was born May 19, 1925 in Nebraska. His dad was a civil rights activist as well as a preacher. His mom was a homemaker. He was fourth of 8 kids, and he had a lot. He was in and out of a lot of trouble as he was growing up. But I understand completely because if you grow up in that type of environment, that everything's harder on you, and people are rude towards you, and the different things like that because of your skin color. Of course, you're not gonna have the best life growing up, and you're gonna have more issues than other people would. So therefore, yeah, he got it. He was kicked out of school, and he started off in juvenile. He stayed there for however long, and then once he got out, he actually moved in with a different family member, and he started back at a new high school. He started off doing good, and then one day it all went downhill because his teacher asked, "When you grow up, what do you want to be?" And he tells her, "A lawyer." And then she pretty much knocked his dreams right there in his face. She was saying how you're basically never going to be able to do anything you want as you're older because of your skin color. That's just the way the world works. So he took that as, well, if I'm not going to be able to do the things that I want when I grow up and live out my dreams, so what's the point of me sitting here getting an education? So he drops out of school. After he drops out, he gets into the violence, the gangs, the fighting, all the bad stuff that you wouldn't want to be in. And just goes downhill from there. He ends up doing jail time for a little while. Eventually, he does get out of it, and he moves to Michigan, and that's actually where he got involved with the Nation of Islam and met the leader and all that, whose name is Muhammad. Eventually, they taught him all the beliefs, all the things he should know, the rules, and he loved the way they did things. He started to take it to heart, and he actually wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to take all his beliefs and teach everybody else them. And then eventually one day, he realized that the leader Muhammad was actually violating his own beliefs and the things that he was teaching all these people, including him. And Malcolm pretty much just shut it down from there. He's like, it broke his heart pretty much. And then from that day forward, he left the Nation of Islam. I think it was in 1965, and so that's basically how he got started with it. He lived a hard life. He met them, and he saw the things that he wanted to teach other people. And so he wanted to start doing it in his own way, on his own. And so Malcolm X actually believed that blacks should form a new society of their own rather than trying to fit in a dominant white society. He felt that if they started their own, then they'd have more freedom. They could do the things they want without having to worry about what white people are going to say or how they're going to treat them. They can do their own thing and make and live happy. Um, I know a lot of people say that Malcolm X is hard to look up to because he did promote violence. But if you think about it, he promoted violence as much as he promoted pride. And he wasn't promoting violence in a way saying that you should hurt people. He's saying protect yourself, self-defense. If somebody's coming towards you with aggression or somebody's hurting you or trying to hurt you, then you do anything in your power to use violence and you defend yourself because that's what you should do no matter what. Don't let somebody push you over when you don't have to. Um, Malcolm X is actually best known for a speech called God's Judgment of White America. It talked about the violence that white people cause over the years and throughout the different communities and societies and the things and ways they made people look at each other. He actually even mentioned that he thinks the white violence is the reason that Kennedy was killed. It's actually a really interesting speech if you want to go read it. And then I think it had an improvement on society because it shows the importance of reclaiming your voice. Like, don't be afraid to get up and say the things you believe in, because like Malcolm X did, he goes around and he talked to people, he did speeches and things, showing people the things he believed in, trying to get them to see his point of view, and it worked. He showed everybody the way they should be treated and not to be taken for granted if that's what they believed in. All he did was use his voice, and he made a huge impact on all these people. And it still affects today, because everybody looks at each other in a different way than they used to, all because this one man chose to use his voice and speak. He actually wanted people to relate to his experience and encounters as well. Another point of his speeches was, so if somebody's in that position that they feel like they're isolated or they don't have anybody to help them or they don't know what to do, then they can turn back and think or listen to Malcolm X's speeches, and they'll realize that they were in the same situations that he was, and maybe they could figure a way to get out of them by comparing their um, experiences and encounters to one another. And so basically, he is a big inspiration to the world still today. He was a good role model who fought for his own beliefs, but was also able to admit he did wrong things at one time. And just always look back at him like the role model he really is. And yeah, he made a really good impact on everybody. And I hope y'all learned a lot from this and enjoyed our speech. So